Hello, and welcome to another edition of Up Close on METV. I'm Charles Clapsaddle, station manager for Manatee Educational Television, and it's our great pleasure to have with us today someone to talk about entrepreneurship and the millennial generation. Joining us today is Ashley McCollum. Ashley, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and talk a little bit about your wonderful business and the concept which you developed for this business. First of all, Ashley, tell us what your business is.
My business is Rediscovered Moments Concierge, and so we are a lifestyle concierge. We help people give back time in their busy lives.
And you know, it's a wonderful idea. We're going to get into the detail about this. But first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, you're a young woman, a young business owner. Are you from this area?
Originally, I'm from Chicago, but I've lived down here since about 2000. So by Florida standards, I'm almost a native.
Almost a native. And the idea is, you know, coming down here and first of all, developing a business. Was that your first concept to be able to do that? Or how did that come about for Rediscovered Moments?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was in education for a number of years. That's where I had my start in my career. Mm-hmm. So after graduate school, I went and I was a professor for a number of years. I taught psychology, and then I went on to administration. Mm-hmm. And in that field, especially when I was in administration, it was not unheard of for me to work 60, 70, sometimes as much as 90-hour work weeks.
Very demanding.
It was very demanding. And so striking that work-home balance was very difficult. And so I found that I needed to outsource a lot of things, and there really wasn't someone to necessarily outsource everything to. And so that was kind of what planted the seed. Mm-hmm. And then particularly in my grandfather's later years before he passed, everyone in my family was able to pitch in and really make sure that his last years were, you know, everything that they could have been, and that he had a great quality of life.
Excellent.
But it got me thinking, if we were not able to be here, if the family wasn't all in town, what would we have done? Right. And so that was really what kind of got my wheels turning and what ultimately made me decide to start my own business.
And you know, the development of a new business, whatever the scope of it is always a very meticulous process. Mm-hmm. You have to have a business model and a business plan, you know, financing in place, and all of those key things that make for a successful business. You know, as a young millennial, if I may call you a millennial, sure, you know, entrepreneurship is very important. And developing that business was, tell us a little bit about that and getting started.
Well, my background really served me in that, you know, having a background in psychology, particularly workplace psychology, mm-hmm. And also just being a researcher by trade, mm-hmm. that was something that was really helpful when I was initially getting started in trying to figure out the research, figure out if this is something that would serve this area, mm-hmm. doing, you know, some initial surveys to people, finding out if there's a niche here, if people would actually have an interest in this service. Mm-hmm. And then, as you said, you know, developing that formal business plan, figuring out what aspects I needed to have covered before actually deciding to pull the trigger and actually go that route.
And once that's all developed, you know, and kicking off Rediscovered Moments, and you know, it was really wonderful you to say that having your grandfather be the inspiration for this. You know, and you have a picture of your grandfather. If you could share that with us for a moment,
absolutely.
If you could, because you know it's great to have that kind of generational type of thing, and we're going to get a close-up of that. And that's you in that beautiful wedding dress. Is that correct?
It is. Yep, that was.
It's very exciting. We're going to hold that just for a moment. And your grandmother and grandfather there on your happiest day, and you know, tell us, you know, what kind of inspiration he was to you as you developed this.
Well, he really was the patriarch of our family, and he was somebody that he was able to instill in myself and our family just, you know, tradition and values. Mm-hmm. And it really makes me happy to think that, you know, his legacy lives on through my company, because my ultimate goal with this company is to give people time to invest in the things that they find important. And that really is a tribute to him, because that really, throughout my entire life, that's really what he instilled, is just, you know, really making sure that you do something that's valuable, mm-hmm. that you give back to people.
And you know, the concept, and I want to get into the details of what Rediscover Moments offers and the breadth of it, really, because it's such a wonderful concept.
Thank
And
you.
as a concierge service, a client, it could be an elderly or senior retired person or someone, or family, busy family perhaps. They call up and they say, Ashley, I've got an issue. And tell us what the concept of your plan is, of your business.
So really, we have people that call us up, and it's really every scope of life. I mean, we have people that are, our elderly clients. We
Right.
also have people that are in their mid to late 20s that are just trying to get ahead in that corporate ladder, and so they need help with some aspect of their life.
Right.
And so they give us a call and they let us know kind of what they're thinking. And so we initially go out, we do a free consultation with them. And during that consultation, that's really my time that we establish what are their goals? What are they hoping to get back? What would they like to do with more time in their lives?
Sure.
Because ultimately, that allows us to set a plan for them to make sure that they reach that goal as quickly as possible.
And the services that you would provide, depends obviously on the client itself, but there's a wide variety of services that are available for people to
Absolutely.
use. It might be a companion, it might be pet walking, it might be, some kind of, service other than, just what a maid would provide.
Right.
Tell us about the scope of services that are out there.
Well, the scope of services are vast, to say the least. I won't say we would do everything, but just about. And so if you think about the concept of a concierge, most people think of a hotel. So if you're at a hotel, you call the concierge, they do anything you need while you're at that stay. Lifestyle concierge works the same, except for in your life. So we have some clients that are businesses that they need extra support in their business, whether it be the day-to-day tasks, or maybe they have a system in place that's not working. They need to redevelop that. They might need help rebranding themselves. We go in with our expertise and we help that business.
What a great idea. So, I mean, the variety of things that are available, for example, if it's a young company, a startup, with other millennials probably, and as a startup, and they say, well, we need some marketing or some PR or some IT support.
Right.
You'll come in, analyze what the issue may be, and then through your expertise and through the resources that you have, we'll kind of tailor make a program specifically for that business or that individual.
That's correct. So it allows us to help businesses or individuals in a wide variety of things that they might need support with.
And one of the interesting things too that you mentioned, just earlier, is the fact that you really want to be able to help at a senior level as well. And this area, the demographics are such that we have a senior population.
Absolutely.
And not all family members are in this area,
Yep.
or available, or they have their own families, or whatever the case may be. But your services can extend into that senior care, senior assistance type of assets.
Absolutely. We're basically the family member when the family members aren't in town.
Yeah.
So we're able to go out and go grocery shopping, pick up prescriptions, and do things that normally a family member would do. But in the cases where, they might have moved down here for retirement and the family's still up north,
Sure.
that offers both the individual and the family some peace of mind that that person is cared for and they have everything they need.
Right, exactly. So let me kind of go step by step on this. So somebody sees one of these wonderful little brochures that you have, and they say, well, this is great. I need to, find a resource that would assist me, either my business or with my family or individually. So what's the process that one goes through when they pick up that phone or they send you an email? What's the process?
So the process is they contact us. They can do that any number of ways. They can call us. They can message us through the website. They can contact us on Facebook. And then we'll set up that initial free consultation. And that's, like I said before, where we assess their goals. We assess what they want to get out of that time that we're giving back to them. And then at that point, that's when we start service, and they can purchase a package of time. They can purchase 1 hour. It's completely flexible. There are no long-term contracts for them to kind of get roped into. So they only can purchase what they need. It's not that they have to purchase
Excellent
something
opportunity.
exorbitant. And then from there, they will give us a call. We ask that, if they know they need something 2 weeks from now, let us know as soon as possible so we
Sure.
can make sure we can accommodate. But we also have people that call us and say, hey, I need something tomorrow, or hey, I need something today. And as long as we have the availability, we try to accommodate every single request.
And how excellent is that? There might be people that are down here for a short term, and they need some assistance during that period of time.
Right.
Or a business might be going through some kind of change up, and they need something for that sort of time, and they can call you and say, Ashley, we just need like 2 days or 3 days or a week's worth or a few hours worth,
Right.
and you'll be able to adjust to whatever that requirement may be.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, that's a terrific opportunity. So that having an individual who's out there who might need assistance from time to time, you don't have to sign any long-term contract. You don't have to commit to anything. It's a personal service that is available for that individual or that family member to use, which is a great idea. And again, it's unique perspective on providing those personal services, which is, makes you in a unique position in this area, because there are providers of this or providers of that, but not across the board with the variety of services that you can and do provide.
Absolutely. And that was really the concept, was just having a one-stop shop, that you don't have to try to get 50 people working for you, that you can have one person that you can call and we'll handle it all. Because even if we can't handle it internally, we outsource with so many companies around the community.
See, that's another important thing.
We're able to be your one call and we can get everything else in line for you.
So if you don't have the expertise within your operation and your staffing, you can say, well, I can call upon one of our partners, one
Yep.
of our people that we know that does this type of work, and we'll help you with that.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a great thing. So it's a one-stop shopping, so
It
to
is.
speak.
Yep.
And that's a really great, excuse me, that's a really great thing. But what are the types of individuals that have taken advantage of your services? Give
Our
us some examples.
demographic is really, really varied, and I think it is because we offer such a wide range of services. So we've had, individuals, we've had businesses. On the business end, we usually work with small to medium businesses. And then on the individual end, we have clients that are in their mid-20s up to in their mid-90s.
Wow.
And everywhere in between.
Wow, that's great.
So yeah, the demographic is very diverse, and it's something that we enjoy because every day is something new.
Well, and I can think too, even young families, they've got kids who are going to band practice or football, or they've got this going on. Those are the type of families that may be able to take advantage of some of the services. It's time management in a great deal of things.
Absolutely.
And busy families have a lot to do. Maybe that they can avail themselves of your services. But let's talk a little bit about the emphasis that you have on business. Again, you're a millennial, an entrepreneur millennial. How difficult was it starting your business? Was it getting that word out a tough part of it, or coming up with a concept? Because there's a lot of millennials out there who are very smart and talented and who have a lot to offer. But as a young, successful businesswoman, what kind of tips would you give perhaps to other millennials who might want to start their own business?
I would say that grit is essential. A lot of people have great ideas, and a lot of people may even have the resources to put those ideas into motion. But it's having that grit to get through the difficult times, because even when I had started my business and the word started getting out, you still have those moments of, oh man, did I make the right decision? And so just having the grit to get through those times, and knowing and trusting in yourself and in your concept that this is something you put in the research, you put in the time, and it is something that you have found through those steps that it should be successful. And so just really trusting in yourself and trusting in that concept to get through those difficult times that you might be freaking out a little bit in your head and going, ooh,
what have I done?
Exactly.
But at the same time, having that grit, as you said, and that willingness, to maybe ride out a hard time makes you, more capable of succeeding at your business too, because not everything starts out at 100%, you
Right.
know? I mean, you have to work, and you know, the effort and time that I hope you're not doing 60, 70 hours a week anymore like you did when you were a professor, but you know, it takes a great deal of effort to make something successful.
It does. And that resiliency is something that I'm very grateful for, and I'm also very grateful for my family for just supporting me through those times.
That's great. That's a
Yeah.
great asset to have.
It is.
Now, you and your family are very active in the community and do a lot in the community. This is a very community-oriented project. Tell us a little bit about what you do in the community outside of Rediscovered Moments.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, through the business, I obviously am in a number of networking organizations. I'm a member of the Lakewood Ranch Business Alliance.
Wonderful organization.
It is, and I'm actually on several of the committees with the Alliance, so that's something that keeps me busy. But then outside of that, we enjoy volunteering in things like Lakewood Ranch community activities and some of the local non-for-profits, because that's something that, you know, we can give back, but we can also meet new and wonderful people all around this community. And I love that we live in a community that's so vibrant and so willing to help one another. And so it really keeps us active.
And you know, it's interesting that you mentioned that about, you know, community output, is that, you know, some of the most successful people in this community always want to give back. They always want to do more for the community that has been so good to them. And plus, it provides them with a great platform, you know, to try and help with their expertise in a wide variety of things. And it's good to see that you have that great community interest in doing a lot of other things other than your major line of business here. But what's next for you? You know, what do you see, you know, Rediscovered Moments becoming?
Really, in the future, I hope that Rediscovered becomes kind of this staple in terms of, you know, somebody's having a conversation and going, oh, so busy, I don't know how I'm going to get it all done. And somebody goes, well, call Rediscovered Moments. That's really what I hope to be the future of this company, is that just we can serve the community in terms of giving people that time to do what's important to them. And that's always something different. It may be spending more time with their family, it may be growing their business, it may be doing a number of things. But I hope that one day this company becomes that staple where we're associated with giving people more time to do the things they love.
Well, and the fascinating thing to me is, as an entrepreneur, is that how you've developed this business across a variety of different platforms, meaning business, family, and individuals. And the scope of it is so broad that, you know, with the level of expertise that you have within your organization, that say, you know, you have an IT issue, you've got a marketing issue, we can help you with that. You got a accounting thing, perhaps we can help you with that. You got a family planning type of thing that we can help with, we can do that. Or if you're an individual who needs, you know, some probably care and attention, then you can help with that. The breadth of it is quite exceptional.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And it's something that we enjoy, helping all those individuals, and it allows us to meet some really unique individuals and get to know them and support them no matter what their goals are.
And again, and you're the expert at this. You know, I'm not aware of any other kind of related type of thing that offers that kind of variety of services, perhaps as Rediscovered Moments. And if they did, you know, it's kind of targeted towards one of those little platforms that I mentioned, which is fine. But you know, you have a wider breadth and can provide a lot more resources.
Right. And that it was something that going into it, I really wanted to focus on because, as you said, there are some that are focused on one demographic but not the others. But in my market research, it was something that across the board, everybody needed similar services, and they all related to, we just need more time.
And time is somebody once told me, is the greatest luxury you'll ever have.
Absolutely.
So, and I think that's very true. But again, I want to emphasize the entrepreneurial spirit that you have. And you're a young woman, a very young woman, very successful career before you started this. How difficult was it kind of maneuvering through all the little, insurance and getting the word out and everything? As a young woman, did you find yourself running into, some barriers?
A little bit. Having a background in industrial organizational psychology really helped me with the marketing aspect and the research aspect. But as you mentioned, insurance and bonded and,
Right.
and accounting and all that, that's not an area where I had specialty. And so my biggest asset there was just building a team around me that they knew what they were doing. So I had my expertise, and that was extremely helpful. But then building out a team that they were experts in all of their fields was really essential. So that way I knew that across the board I was covered with expertise.
And that's a great advice for other perhaps entrepreneurs that are out there, other young men and women who have the great idea, is to surround themselves with very talented people who can together make up that team approach to accomplishing things.
Absolutely.
And again, and I'm going to use you as a perfect example of that entrepreneurial millennial that's out there, and there's plenty of them. There's people in the IT and software business, marketing, media business are out there that have wonderful ideas. But you, being a very successful woman, starting your own business, going through those initial baby steps now, and now you're into, how many years has Rediscover Moments been operational now?
It's going on its second year now.
Well, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that. That first year, baby steps perhaps, but this year you're kind of broadening your output perhaps?
Yep, absolutely. We're looking to expand the team, and we're looking to bring on some new experts in their various fields, and so it is a very exciting time.
Well, and I think that's really important. And I want to go, just back to your brochure, and you're serving Manatee and Sarasota County. And I love this. Any task on time as promised. And those are the three kind of key things that anybody would like to know. Can I get this done? Can I get it done on time? And can I get it done to the expectation that I want it to have done?
Absolutely.
And those are three kind of critical little things that everybody asks, whether it's taking care of a loved one, or taking care of a family, or taking care of a business. So what would you like this community to know, Ashley, about the importance of what Rediscovered Moments accomplishes?
Really, I just like people to take a step back and look at, what do you want your legacy to be? What do you want to be remembered for, many, many years from now? And if you don't have time to really build that legacy, then take a step back and look at, all right, well, what is your time worth? Because a lot of people will say, oh, well, I can do that myself. Sure, absolutely. You can do a lot of things yourself. But is that helping you do the things you want? Is that helping you spend time with your family? Is that helping you build a successful business? Because when you really look at it from the perspective of, what's my legacy, what do I want to leave behind, that allows you to put things into perspective, and that's really what we're there to support.
And I think that's wonderful advice. And again, hats off to you, young woman, the millennial generation, very entrepreneurial opportunity that you've taken advantage, and you've really discovered a niche for this type of services to offer. So if people are interested, whether it's a business or whether it's an individual or a family, in finding out more about Rediscovered Moments, how can they do that?
They can do that a number of ways. They can give us a call. They can go to our website. We have a form on our website that they can fill out, and we can call them, or they can email us. It's info@rediscoveredmoments.com. We also have a Facebook page, facebook.com/rediscoveredmoments.
And we're putting some of that information up on the screen as we speak.
Wonderful.
So, but the wonderful thing about it is there's a variety of ways that they can reach you and find out a little bit more. And you need a consultation. Is it a little one-on-one consultation?
It is, or in some cases, they'd like to have their whole family there, and
Oh,
so
cool.
it's really what works best for them and what serves their goal.
Yeah. Well, Ashley, I can't tell you, how unique your service is, and what a really great asset it is for this community as Manatee and Sarasota counties continue to grow and prosper. There's such a wide variety of businesses, individuals, and families that would really be able to take advantage of your opportunity. And one other thing too is that this is an era of millennials here. There's a great emphasis on millennials. As we were talking before, Manatee County is offering a big millennial conference, which you would be a perfect representative to be there and talk about the success that you've had. But the millennial generation, of which you're one, has so much to offer in variety of talent and the efforts that they have. What would your message be to those millennials out there that might be developing their own idea and working within the system?
My message to them and my advice to them would be just to really trust your gut. A lot of times, you'll think of an idea and you'll be quick to dismiss it. And so really trust your gut. And if you think it's a good idea, get out there, do the research. And as I mentioned, if you don't have the resources or the knowledge to do that,
Right.
there are plenty of people that
Plenty
can
out
support
there.
you in there. And to really just pursue the ideas that you think are great ideas, because it's something that more and more people are starting off on small businesses and medium businesses, and that's really the future of this country.
Sure.
And so to be able to build a team around them that can support them is really a true key to success there.
And that's great advice. That's great advice for anybody, but aside from millennials, but that's great advice for anybody. So what's the best part of this first year for you? This first year, obviously starting up a business, getting the word out, but what was the best part for you as Rediscovered Moment took flight?
The best part was really just the feedback from our clients. Having clients, come to us and say, wow, my business has tripled since we used you, or, I've been able to spend so much more time with my kids, or, families of, people that we help out saying, wow, I'm not scared that mom and dad are alone anymore. Thank you so much. And so that's really what's been the most valuable and what has stood out the most for us, is that just being able to give back to our clients and help them give back time.
And that was very eloquently put, Ashley. And again, thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing a little insight into Rediscovered Moments. And thank you for sharing some of that entrepreneurial, millennial wisdom that you have. And continued success with your business. And if people want to find out quick, what's your website again?
www.rediscoveredmoments.com.
Okay, Ashley, thank you, and continued success.
Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
And thank you for joining us on this special edition of Up Close on METV.